One of the first questions prospective buyers ask about a new vehicle is whether it is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Our long-term Hyundai Santa Cruz 2022 is unquestionably Apple CarPlay compatible, perhaps overly so. It constantly wants to play. We were thrilled to see that the iPhone swiftly and effortlessly connected to our Santa Cruz. Even after other employees use the truck and pair their phones, the Santa Cruz knows me every time I return. The issue is that it frequently defaults to CarPlay. Even if you change the audio mode, say, to satellite radio, the system will arbitrarily revert to CarPlay. It kept returning to Motor Trend's The Inevitable podcast during a recent road trip. Although hosts Ed Lowe and Johnny Lieberman are engaging, a girl sometimes needs some music to break up a long journey. Picking up the phone to check email is sometimes enough to stop the radio and switch to CarPlay, but other times it just happens. Honest, I never touched my phone, I tell the other passengers in the car, as they shoot me ugly glances after CarPlay cuts a song off. Phone home. Exacerbating the issue, Digital Director Eric Johnson points out that there is no way to return to Apple CarPlay without first selecting a function from the capacitive buttons, radio, media, etc. A physical home button would be great, plenty there's of space between the screen and the HVAC display, he says. Not to mention the volume and tune rollers, which Johnson calls as cruel and unusual punishment, especially given the capacitive controls on the rest of the stack. You also don't get a respite on the steering wheel for volume, its roller. The system necessitates more concentration and consequently distraction to do anything, leaving Johnson frustrated during his commute or long travel. It is a matter of personal preference. I like a spherical knob, but the roller is a much faster and easier method to cycle through radio stations. It's significantly faster than tapping an arrow on a screen to get to a specific channel. Johnson and I both think that a roller is preferable to having no physical control at all. Display the wish list. A technique to split the view on one screen is also on our infotainment wish list. We understand that Apple controls how CarPlay shows, but wouldn't it be good to be able to see both the radio and a little CarPlay map at the same time? Maybe it'll placate Johnson, who doesn't like the aesthetics of the Santa Cruz's infotainment system. The Santa Cruz system pales in comparison to today's more sharp, smart, and creative screens and graphics. The overall graphic style of the system appears low-rent and cheap, as if it was designed by a computer program, he remarked. Satellite radio is required. Although we enjoy CarPlay, road trips necessitate the use of satellite radio. We signed up for SiriusXM on September 21, 2022, which started the 3-month trial period. When you phone SiriusXM, it suggests you continue by texting from the car because you need to access the screen to find the radio ID number for your vehicle. A virtual agent connects you to a live specialist who utilizes the text to gather relevant information and then delivers a form to your phone to complete the transaction. It was all really quick and simple, and service was up and running within a minute or two. Our free trial was for the VIP Platinum plan, which includes ad-free music, Major League Sports, and can be used in up to 2 vehicles, each with its own streaming login on the SiriusXM app. It also includes a SiriusXM channel, virtual events, specialized customer service, 12 months of free Apple Music, access to Stitcher Premium for ad-free podcast listening, and 5,000 audio and video recordings via nugs.net. It all built up to more than we needed, or had even heard of in some situations. So, when the trial period ended and it came time to use the credit card again, we called and lowered the service to the $27.91 monthly Platinum plan. SiriusXM would not have responded if we had not called. That foreboding recall. There have been no modifications to our recall notice. Hyundai issued a warning late last year that a transmission high-pressure electric oil pump could fail, damaging the fail-safe drive mode. If the Santa Cruz is going to lose power, the instrument cluster will light up like a Christmas tree with warnings, and the driver will have 20 seconds to pull over before losing all driving power. There are no incidents to report as we wait for a second letter informing us that the free repair is ready and available. We'll keep you informed. The Santa Cruz is Hyundai's first pickup truck. Is that, in fact, a truck? The Santa Cruz has a cabin and bed, but Hyundai says it is a sport adventure vehicle, not a pickup truck. Whatever it is, it stands out. With unibody construction, independent suspension, and a forward chassis shared with the Tucson SUV, some may consider the Santa Cruz to be more of a crossover with an open bed. Nonetheless, Hyundai believes that customers will be drawn to the Santa Cruz's modest size and ease of use, even if its towing and carrying capabilities pale in comparison to the market's real trucks. The Ram TRX, our 2021 Truck of the Year winner, is an absolute beast of a truck. Consider the Hyundai Santa Cruz. How can you possibly lump these two together? The Santa Cruz appears to be a truck from the outside, but its design and build are more akin to a crossover. Is it good enough to compete with the best? It might not even matter. No, the Santa Cruz lacks the muscle to tow large loads or demolish difficult tracks, but it isn't trying. Rather, it fills a void that has mostly been left unoccupied as trucks have grown larger, a tiny, city-friendly vehicle with adequate utility for light jobs and weekend excursions. Check out our first drive for our initial thoughts and our first test to see how a Santa Cruz Limited performed in our testing. The market's reaction to the Santa Cruz will be determined by time. The truck segment is possibly the most inflexible and orthodox of all. But we appreciate Hyundai's willingness to experiment and push limits. Perhaps there are new truck enthusiasts out there, folks who are fascinated in the Honda Ridgeline but would like something smaller. We'll go over these details more as we maintain a Santa Cruz in our long-term evaluation fleet for a year. The two engines in the 2022 Santa Cruz truck are both forward with optional AWD. The standard engine is a 2.5-liter i4 that produces 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque via an 8-speed automated transmission. The 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration time is estimated to be little over 8.0 seconds, and the EPA-rated city/highway fuel economy with AWD is 21/27ths of a mile per gallon. Forward models achieve 21/26ths of a mile per gallon. The Santa Cruz has turbocharged power with the improved 2.5-liter i4, which produces 281 horsepower and 311 pounds-to-foot of torque. The engine is mated to an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. When AWD is enabled, our test team recorded 0 to 60 miles per hour times ranging from 6.0 to 6.3 seconds. The fuel efficiency is 19/27ths of a mile per gallon. The Santa Cruz obtains the FS 2022 Top Safety Pick distinction when equipped with the optional LED projector headlights. It receives the highest good rating in all 6 crashworthiness tests, regardless of headlamp configuration. Lane keep assist, driver attention monitoring, and front automatic emergency braking with bicycle and pedestrian detection are standard features on every 2022 Santa Cruz. Additional driver assist and active safety technology is available as an option or standard, with features such as adaptive cruise control, side and rear across traffic alert, and blind spot monitoring on the list. The Santa Cruz's tiny size is enticing, but as a result, the bed isn't as large as the competition. It is only 48.0 inches long, which is at least 10.0 inches shorter than its nearest competitors. The payload is limited to 1,300 pounds. However, there is some lockable in-bed storage space to compensate for the lack of adaptability. A locking tonneau cover is also included to keep objects in the bed hidden. The Santa Cruz's rear bumper, like that of other full-size trucks, includes incorporated side stairs to make climbing up to get stuff inside simpler. The Santa Cruz can tow up to 3,500 pounds when fitted with AWD and the basic 2.5-liter i4 engine. When the turbocharged 2.5 i4 engine is combined with AWD, the Santa Cruz can tow 5,000 pounds, matching the V6-equipped Honda Ridgeline. If you require extra towing capability, you have several options. As standard, the Santa Cruz is equipped with an 8.0-inch infotainment touchscreen that includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A 10.3-inch touchscreen is available, but you have to plug in for those phone connectivity features. There's also a snazzy 10.0-inch digital gauge display on higher-end trims, while more entry-level ones make do with a smaller display between analog gauges. Premium technology features include a wireless charging pad and Bose premium audio system. Hyundai's digital key system allows vehicle functions to be controlled by an app, letting you lock and unlock the doors, monitor the vehicle's status, and even start the engine all from your phone. In base Santa Cruz SE forward spec with the standard 2.5-liter i4, Hyundai's new pickup will start at $25,175. That means it'll cost thousands more than a base Ford Maverick. If you want AWD, a base Santa Cruz will set you back $26,675. At the top of the range, a Santa Cruz Limited with AWD and the 2.5-liter Turbo 4 will carry a $40,905 price tag.